Hi, I'm Frederick from the techno label Detroit, Berlin, and today we're going to take a look at the Doepfer A-185-1, the bus axis. It's pretty self-explanatory. The bus axis axes the bus board. Here I have a bus board. As you might know, there are also flying bus boards that are more like a cable with connections. All the modules are connected to the bus board in order to supply the module with power, -12, +12 or +5, and of course the ground. So if we take a module like this one, it's the frequency shifter, and I'm going to do a video on that soon. So please subscribe to the channel if you want to know more about the frequency shifter from Doepfer. I will make a video soon. So the module is connected to the bus board via a ribbon cable, and as you might see, this cable, it's a pretty narrow cable. It's not as wide as a plug, and there are cables that are wider than this one, and those cables actually they can transmit CV and gate signals. So in addition to the -12, +12, 5 volts the grounds, it can also transmit or receive CV and gate signals. So if we go back to the patch I had previously running, now there's nothing plugged in. So the Z3000, I didn't plug anything into the 1 volt per octave. It gets this voltage via the bus board. We got the bus axis module from Doepfer. You got a gate in to which you can send a gate signal over the bus board to a module that can receive gate over the bus board. There are a few out there. They all have this wide ribbon cable connecting the module to the bus board. If it has a narrow cable, like the one I just showed, like this one, it has a narrow one, it can't transmit or receive CV or gate over the bus board because those connections are not there. If we go over the module from top to bottom, you got the gate in, you got 2 gate out signals. Imagine having a MIDI to CV and gate interface, and it's connected to the bus board. Then you can access those gate outs via these outputs. In the CV in, you can add CV to, for instance, the Z3000. It receives CV over the bus board, and like with the MIDI interface, MIDI to CV interface, you can access the CV via these 2 CV outputs. So it's a very simple module. It makes life easier if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 or any number of oscillators that receive CV over the bus board. You can access them all just by plugging a CV in. For instance, now I'm sending a CV in to control this one. Why shouldn't I directly plug it in this module with 1 oscillator? You can do that because it's a little bit silly to have a CV in and put it in this plug instead of in that plug. It's silly. But imagine if you have more than 1, 2, 3, 4, any kind of number of oscillator that receives CV over the bus board. If you then use 1 connection, they're all connected if they're connected to the same bus board. What I'm doing with these oscillators over here, these are 4 Z3000 oscillators that receive CV over the bus board. I showed it in the precision adder video. Go look that up if you haven't already. Pretty interesting, one of my favorite modules. The A-185-2, which is actually pretty similar number-wise like the bus axis. But the biggest difference between the bus axis and the precision adder is actually the gate in and out. And also with the bus access, you can not only send control voltages to the bus board, but you can also receive voltages from the bus board. The precision adder, you, as the name implies, you add CVs to the bus board, two modules that you are controlling. I am controlling those 4 tip-top oscillators. They all receive CV over the bus board, and even if I'm, how they're set up right now, in a polyphonic way, if I'm playing like a chord, each module will receive its own CV, because I also have CVs going into the module CV input, and over the bus board with the precision adder I can transpose it up or down, multiple octaves, down or up. And if I add control voltages like LFOs or any other kind, like an ADSR envelope, if I add it to the precision adder over the bus, then it will apply it to all 4 oscillators, which is a really nice combination of having still that option to play it polyphonic or paraphonic. Now the bus access, it's a nice and easy way to extract those voltages over the bus board, or if you have multiple modules that can receive CV and that can receive gate over the bus, then you have a lot less of wires going on. And yeah, especially if you have multiple modules, like multiple VCOs and multiple ADSRs, then they all connect over the bus board. So yeah, I think that concludes this episode. I would like to thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit that like button. Can visit my Patreon page if you want to support me. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.